Hi, I'm Becky Cortino. I'm an author, an international speaker, currently writing a book on the topic of forgiveness. In my previous Facebook Lives, we've been talking about what forgiveness is, and this episode, if you will, is about what forgiveness is not. Because I think that understanding what forgiveness is not is really as important and maybe even more important than understanding what forgiveness is, because forgiveness can be a more natural kind of thing, but the other not understanding what it's really about does impact our efforts to find a restoration of relationships. I once read a definition of forgiveness from a noted source, and it was describing forgiveness as a stooping down to a wrongdoer to extend grace. After all of my delving in this subject, after all of my research, writing, and conversation with a lot of people, I'd say that definition is about half right, 50% correct. And the reason why I say that is that I believe they have the posture totally wrong. And here's why. And here's what forgiveness is not. It's not proof of who was right in a matter. By forgiving someone or offering forgiveness is not saying, well, I know I was right, but hey, it's okay. Or no one should be saying that. It's not proof of that at all. That's not even the reason why someone would give grace to another anyway. And then also, it's not a win for anyone. Forgiveness, trying to work toward forgiving someone, to extend grace to another, is not a win for anyone. It is actually a positive step toward restoring a relationship with another. And that's really what it's all about. I want to say hello to Ruth Ann. I see you're here tonight. It's so good to see you. And also, I think I just saw Emily popped in too. So it's great to have you here, and I hope that others will join us. I'll try to welcome each of you and greet you as you come in. It's hard as I'm presenting to do that. I don't want you to think I don't see you, and I'm glad to see you. So forgiveness is not, again, proof of a win. It's not proof of who's right. And then also, it's not evidence of anyone's superiority over another. When you're offering forgiveness, it doesn't make you the better person. What it could mean is you're taking the higher road, which that's great, but let's face it, everyone has made mistakes in our lives, and no one is perfect. We know that to be a fact, even though sometimes for some it may be difficult to admit that we've made a mistake, but it's kind of the way it is. But forgiveness is really a step toward restoring a relationship, a broken relationship, and it's initiated by one of the flawed individuals in that relationship, meaning that we've all made mistakes, and perhaps it's possible that the two of us or the parties involved in an altercation, a problem, a challenge, a relational break of some sort, could be that everyone did something to cause this to happen. It wasn't just maybe something that happened to you or to someone. It could be that everyone participated in some way. So that's really what it's about. And I really have to wonder, of the definition that I had given at the opening, that I had read, that really kind of struck me as 50% incorrect. And I have to wonder, how many people, again, going over that definition, how many people would say that giving grace is a stooping down to extend it to a wrongdoer? Again, it seems to me the posture is 100% incorrect, because we're all in this together. And if we're going to take it as a fact that this is not proving who's right, it's not a win for anyone, and that it's not evidence of superiority, then there should be no stooping involved. And that's, as I see it from all that I've read and everyone I've spoken to, again, that no one is going to be, celebrating the fact that they were such a big person to actually extend grace and forgiveness. Otherwise, maybe if people were to say that they believe this is a stooping kind of posture that they take when they do this, maybe that's why they don't extend it as often as they think, because they don't want to take that posture. But it's a weak posture. It's not correct. Again, we're all in this together. So it's important to know what forgiveness is not. Last episode, we spoke about what forgiveness is. The next episode, tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about where forgiveness actually comes from. It seems to be one of those things that I think we just don't know where it comes from, and we don't see it quite often. Sometimes we don't see it often enough, or sometimes we don't experience it enough in our lives, and maybe we've looked for that, or we've sought that and not found that. So we're going to talk tomorrow night in the next Facebook Live about where that actually comes from, where forgiveness is, and where you can find that. So I hope you'll join me, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again. And if you haven't caught the other two so far Facebook Lives, I hope that you'll catch them. They are posted, and they're available for you to view. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.